Hi there, welcome to Beneath the Surface Tarot. Today I'm going to be pulling some oracle cards followed by some tarot cards. We'll see what messages Spirit wants to put out for you. This is a general reading. Please only take what resonates with you and throw away what does not. Could be for somebody else. Okay. One more shuffle. Oops. Okay, what do we have? Transformation. That just came out not too long ago. Openness. Community at the bottom. There's been a lot of change going on with you. And either you're like, okay, you know, I'm surrendering to the universe, I'm surrendering to Spirit, or the universe is telling you you need to be a little bit more open. You know, take it as it resonates. We'll find out more as we keep pulling. All right. And change is tough sometimes. Okay, we have Deep Knowing, Treasure Island. Wow, okay. So I think you just surrendered and just said, okay, you know, whatever happens, happens. I realize that this is out of my control. I think on some level you do know that this is for your greater good here with this Deep Knowing and Treasure Island. I think you're learning to trust in the divine, in the universe. Yes, there's some things we just don't have a lot of control over. We can try to manifest, and there's, you know, like curveballs that life throws at us that we can't control. The only thing we can control is our reaction to it and how we get back up when we get knocked down. You know, we do our best to try to manifest our best life, and you know, sometimes we have to just adjust and get back on that path again. Okay, one more. Teamwork. A partnership to complete a goal. Someone will come to your aid. Expanding your network. Delegating tasks. Potential. New business requiring hard work. Ideas have potential for growth. Your investments are paying off. And a stable business steadily growing. Yeah. Abundance is at the bottom of the deck, so that's nice. You could be in a partnership with somebody for a business or an idea. It also says someone will come to your aid. You could be studying underneath a mentor or going back to school. Expanding your network. You could be networking, meeting new people. If you're going into a different field, you could be, you know, trying to meet new people in that field to expand your network. Okay, let me go ahead and start pulling some tarot. But I think you know whatever this is you're working on, it has potential. Especially if you're able to, you know, bounce ideas off of somebody who has maybe already walked that path. I just heard jackpot in my head. Maybe you feel like you've hit the jackpot with a friend, a mentor, or an idea. This transformation in the beginning could have been hard for you, but then now that it's gone on for a little bit, now you see the potential. And you're like, okay, I'm going to be open-minded. I'm going to trust. Because I know abundance is coming. Okay, one more shuffle. What is the current energy, please? Five of Wands, yep. The Hierophant. The Emperor. You have been struggling with working, with doing what we would call traditional employment. The typical 9-to-5 job, the typical, office job in a cubicle, or, what people's expectations are for you and, working. You've been struggling with it, and you've made the decision with this Emperor here to forge your own path, to make your own way. With this Three of Wands underneath, this is something that you're very excited about, that you have, there's a little anticipation. It's, you have expectations of it being successful. It has potential. Maybe some mentors or people that you've worked or that you've been able to connect with, or some learning from an instructor or teacher or school has shown you that you can reach this potential. But you know that the traditional way of making money and living your life is not for you. Okay, what's coming towards you in the immediate future? What energy is coming towards you in the immediate future? One more. What energy is coming towards you in the immediate future? Queen of Cups. Ace of Cups. Wow, that's beautiful. The Hanged Man. You've taken time out and have gone within with this deep knowing and this transformation. You've done your mental homework. Queen of Wands. It's somebody who's very passionate, who's very ambitious. What's coming towards you? This is Queen of Cups. Is somebody who they trust their gut. They trust their intuition. This is self-care. This is a very nurturing energy. They're taking care of themselves. They're doing what they love. Ace of Cups, starting a new venture, something that they're very excited about. It's, like my cup runneth over type of energy. It's very nice. Okay, what obstacle could be facing you at this time? What obstacle could be facing you at this time? Queen of Pentacles, Temperance, and then Eight of Pentacles. The Queen of Pentacles here for your obstacle, you could be dealing with somebody specifically who has that grounded earth energy. They can be more, the traditional type. This is Taurus energy here with the Hierophant. They could be, telling you that, what you're doing is nuts. It's not, it's not going to succeed. With this Temperance card here, because I haven't pulled a reversal, I'm going to read it as a reversal. Their words, because they're successful in their venture and what they do, it could be affecting your balance a little bit. And this is work related with this Eight of Pentacles here. You pay your dues. You need to work, hard. You need to do this tedious work. But that's not you. The Knight of Wands is somebody who is very creative. They pursue what they want passionately. And, just because somebody is successful in their way, that doesn't mean it's going to work for you. So don't let them throw off on your balance and your stability of what it is that deep down of what you should be doing. Okay, what is it that you need to release? Another thing too, it just came to me is for obstacles, there could be a little bit of lack of stability financially on your part by doing this new venture and by taking this risk of not doing something traditional for employment. And that could be putting you off balance too. It doesn't necessarily have to be a person. But, you know, it's a general reading, so just take it how it resonates. Okay, what is it that you need to release? What is it that you need to release? What is it you need to release? Eight of Wands, the Chariot, the Hanged Man. You're very ambitious, and I think you, even though you're open-minded, I think you want things to move faster than what they are. The Chariot is very ambitious, very determined, and that's great energy to have. With this Eight of Wands, it's fast-moving energy, and this is what you need to release. You have to know that everything comes at divine timing. It comes when it's supposed to. Nothing that is yours will miss you or will escape you. You know, you have to trust that. You know, and the Hanging Man here is, if there are, you know, if there's some red tape or, you know, obstacles, you just have to trust that things are working out as they should. The potential is here. Look at that, the Queen of Wands. That is excitement, that's passion, that's somebody who is very charismatic, that's entrepreneurial, you know, energy. I think that is what is going to happen, but I think that, you know, don't get all hung up on things that may stall you. You know, things ebb and flow. You know, and this openness here, it could just be telling you to be open. There is transformation. Things are going to happen. This Treasure Island's here. Potential, you know, and this is what's coming to you with this Ace of Cups and the Queen of Cups. That's emotionally fulfilling energy. You know the traditional way of a career or making money or, you know, doing it is what you want to do. It's not for you. So just try not to get hung up on the when and the exactly how. Just keep putting in the work daily and have faith. Okay. What is your advice? What is your advice? Ace of Swords. The Fool. Love it. Page of Wands. This passionate creative endeavor that you have started here, you know, you're going to get a little pushback with the Seven of Wands underneath, but this is something that you really, really want to do. Your advice is, you know, this is the epiphany, this is the truth, and this is taking that leap of faith. If you haven't already done it, this taking a leap of faith may be something within, you know, maybe you decided, okay, I want to do this. Maybe it is, you know, oh, maybe I want to study this too. You know, do what all it is that you want to do. This is having faith in what you're pursuing. And this is knowing that, you know, there's the dove behind it. Knowing that the divine has your back. You know, what's that saying? Leap and the net will appear. Carrot. Opportunity or windfall. Ooh, that's kind of what I was saying earlier. Lobster, financial pinch. There could be a little bit of financial pinch, you know, with the obstacles here. Just do the best that you can. You know, I think there is potential. There is abundance coming. Keep your life in balance. I do think it's all going to work out in the end. Yeah, bottom of the deck, horseshoe, good luck. You do have good luck. And I think you know that with that deep knowing. I think you know the universe has your back. I think you know that you're doing the right thing because you feel so good about it. Well, I hope this information was helpful. Please like, share, and subscribe. I wish you the best of luck. Thank you so much for watching.